Hey traders, what's up? It's Mike here with you. Watch this video for, let me get the date right, Wednesday, June 7th. Very narrow range on the SPY today and very low volume. You know, it's summer trading. We talked about this already. I appreciate everybody kind of having my back and still making calls and sharing ideas. As I told you guys this morning, me mum's in town, as they say. So I'm going to be, trying to trade the mornings and then in and out. Actually, sometimes that can be beneficial, getting away from the screens. Maybe you've been away for 30 minutes or an hour and you walk back in. Sometimes you can see a setup maybe more clearly than if you were just staring at the screens the whole time. So that is actually a phenomenon that happens sometimes. But anyway, still a couple nice calls in the chat that I saw. And when I was there, Wayne put out UPST, 30-second mouse. You can see it broke 30 back here and a little cup and handle. But the idea was the second mouse through the whole number 30 with the high of day still above as a potential catalyst. And I think the stop was like 20 cents below, right below that previous candle. So that's a great call because it went well over 31.50, over $1.50 on 20 cents risk. Very nice call by Wayne. And then this one was cool. It didn't exactly rip, but APLD Dylan put out over 950. Wayne saw Dylan's post a couple minutes later, a minute and a half later, whatever, and said yes, he liked it too. I didn't see either one of those posts, I swear. And I put this in the room shortly after Wayne. APLD over 950 is an interesting setup. Daily has catalyst above. I sent that to the room, and then I look up and see these other posts and thought, well, you know what? It's okay. It's another perfect example of teamwork. So 3 of us posted it, and we'll glance at APLD real quick. There's the daily, and I really did like the daily. It's kind of building since that recent high, I don't know, a little over a week ago. That was 1025. All right, so anyway, 5-minute candles. That didn't work. See, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Hang on, I've got extra hours on here now too. I'm getting better at these charts. Not great, but better. All right, and then let me zoom in a little bit here. So these beautiful fuchsia lines are the separations between sessions, right? So this was yesterday's. This is where today started. I figured you guys would have fun with me for picking fuchsia, but I wanted it to stand out because sometimes if you're looking at a 4 or 5 day chart, it's really important to know where the session breaks are. All right, anyway, having said all that, it opens right here, sells off, then pops up and tops out at exactly the half, right? Exactly 950 and was coiling. AI was very strong, and this is an AI play, so I totally agreed that the 950 break made sense, and it ended up going up over 10. Had a nice little trade in that this morning. All right, so let's go back to dailies. And there's just a couple examples from today. And let's get into what I'm watching for tomorrow. All right, GTLB. I'm going to have to pan out a little bit. I don't like the charts zoomed in this much. I like them going back. Maybe too much. But anyway, you can see the nice pop in GTLB today. Closing near its highs, also really nice volume. So we'll see if that gives any kind of continuation setup. I already mentioned APLD. What might be interesting tomorrow would be through 10, knowing that today's high was 1007, and then you've got this 1025 recent high. So you back through 10 tomorrow, especially if AI plays are strong. You've got a couple catalysts just above and a whole number inflection point possibility. But remember, anything can happen. QUBT, I believe this is in the same space as this one that's been on fire, QBTS, which is, I don't know, supercomputing plays or whatever. It's probably tied in with AI, but I'm not smart enough to understand any of that. This thing's been on fire, and QUBT is another one, I believe, and it gapped up on the same day. I think they all started, topped out at 165, and you can see it's curling back up. So that's actually a pretty interesting looking chart. I believe, and don't quote me on this, RGTI might be in that same space. I need to zoom in a little bit here. And it tried to do a little flag breakout on the daily, but closed, down below the top of this flag, but still interesting. Topped out at 124 today. Where am I? EXAI. Nope, wrong way. 1, 2. There we go. All right. This one's sort of interesting. This was, I think, again, don't quote me on this. Medical AI stocks, medical stocks, companies using AI. I think is the theme that this one ran on. I know that's a mouthful, but anyway, it had a nice pop and topped out right here at 890, pulled back, and then is starting to curl back up. So that one is a little bit interesting to me. GIII, I believe, had earnings today, and I mean that's a strong candle, right? And a strong close going out at the highs for the day, so we're going to watch that one. BIG, I had this on Bounce Watch a few days ago, right? When it looked like this. Unfortunately, I haven't traded it, but today's volume, maybe this could continue the bounce. I mean, you just go back, I don't know, even to December, this was over 20 bucks, and now it's at 7 something. So big volume today. Maybe we get a continuation set up tomorrow. U is Unity Software. Had that thing with Apple on the whatever the goggles are called. I don't know. Big pop yesterday. Quiet inside day today. Looking for a third day play there. CRDO. Just putting it back on Bounce Watch. Just another red day, but declining volume there, and it's very strong lately. ZURA gapped up today, but closed about where it opened. Today's high though, 850. So it topped at the half. And then you have this high from the other day at 925. It seems to honor, half and quarter numbers. So anyway, maybe through 850 tomorrow, then we can knock down this catalyst too. That one is a bit of a squinky trader, so be careful if it sets up. Watch your position size. Shop, interesting. Had a pop right here. Let me get this right here. The high this day was 64.05, and then today's high 64.06. So these are basically two equal highs, and then you've got another high. I didn't do that right. Okay, so I'm still getting used to these charts. Another high at 65.54. So if we get through 64.06-ish, maybe we take out that recent high, right? Because if you switch to weeklies, this thing's way off its all-time high. So anyway, I think that one is interesting. CXAI, another AI play that had a big 2-day run here and then kind of had a second push here. And today, gapped down but put in an inside green candle. So I do like the looks of this one. And it topped at 1225. So maybe over 1225 tomorrow you start knocking down some of these catalysts. Another squinky trader, you want to be careful with your position size on it. NNOX put in that fail. I don't know if you call that a failed breakout. To me, it was just extended when it got up here on this day, right? But then today, a nice solid day again. And I hate when I do that. Today's high, 2192, and yesterday's high, 2269. So you kind of have a stacked catalyst scenario again. This one is very extended, though. If you look at where the moving averages are, it's way above them. So you always want to be careful. And then last, I'm going to put RNAZ on watch, which is an ugly chart. There's nothing interesting about it whatsoever, except that in after hours right now, as I'm talking to you, it's trading at $8.38. So wow, huge gap up on news. And I looked it up, and the float was like 500 and something thousand, which I think is why shorts are getting killed in after hours, because you've got less liquidity in after hours, tiny float, and it's got some shorts in trouble. Somebody had said to look out for an offering, which may be coming. So I didn't bid on a pullback, and I didn't get the run. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if it's still gapping in the morning. I've talked way too long. We'll see everybody in chat in the morning.